All right, y'all. So I want to go over a few different punches with you. All right. I want to go over the 1-2, the 3-4, and the 5-6. The basics, the basic shots. Or we're not going to put any splash on it. Everyone got a different boxing style. I'm not mad at anyone, doing your own thing. You're gonna find whatever meets your satisfaction or whatever the case may be. But this is the way I choose to throw it. This is the way I choose to do it. Come on through, so that way you can see what we doing, right? I'm not endorsing this. In fact, this is a shirt I had from mad long time ago, so let's just call it what it is. Now, with the 1-2s, right, I want you to watch my feet, and I want you to watch my hip, and I want you to watch my shoulders, right? So we're gonna start off with the 1-2. Right? So first, you have your feet apart and stay in front of your opponent, right? Now, my hips are not facing my opponent. My hips are sideways, but my chest is facing my opponent. When I step, I'm gonna step with the straight jab here, right over that foot, and when I turn that 2, I'm gonna pivot on my back foot, pivot on that back foot to make sure that back foot is now facing my opponent again after I throw the shot, and then pull it back, and then step back at the same time. So when you go, it's gonna be here. 1, 2, bring it back, all right? 1, 2, bring it back. 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 1, 2, bring it back, all right? You want to make sure that your hips is turning with that shot. So when you step, that's going to be like your brakes, almost like a slingshot, right? And then this part rips, boom, where you see your hip turning and that shoulder turning and that shot going straight out to where your opponent is. And then you pull it back and step in at the same time, all right? That's with that shot. Now, let's go over the hooks, right? Now the hooks, I like throwing my hooks a little bit longer. Why? Because the longer they are, when they actually hit, it's going to be destructive. Plus they come and build up a little bit more speed. But when they're here, now yes, you can throw inside hooks, but we're not going over that right now. We're going over long range hooks for now, all right? So when you're here, your shoulder length, your arm length apart away from the back. So you're here, that's your right hook. Same thing like the way you throw the 2, but now you're just coming around to the side. To show you forward, it's here. Coming around to the side. Coming around to the side. All right? So now, as I said, arm length apart. Now you're turning. Here, if you're going to go to the bottom, you're going to do a little sit with it. So you're here, sit, back up. All right? If you're going to go to the head, then it's just a simple turn, or a simple slight turn and then turn, all right? Slight turn, turn. Slight turn, turn. And it's gonna be the same thing with the left, all right? So if I go on my left side, now it's gonna be, again, shoulder length apart. You can do a slight sit, turn. Turn. Slight sit, turn, all right? Now the way it works is that you gotta be able to put it together when the time comes. But with the stance, the way I have it, gives me maximum balance, all right? It gives me maximum balance and it gives me proper leverage to be able to let that shot off to let the shot off real strong, all right? So now, let's go over the uppercuts. Uppercuts. Now, I like full distance away from your opponent. Because when you're here, you're basically doing a bunch of this and try to generate full power, right? I feel like I can go from full power right here and get max. But you're here, same thing with the hip. Your hip, you're just pulling your hips back, boom. But you still should be facing your opponent, all right? You're pulling your hips back, boom, boom, bring it back. All right? You don't see me bringing my hand all the way down here like I'm bowling or nothing like that. You just want to sit them hips back, sit the hips back, and then rip it up. Sit the hips back, slight drop of the hand, boom, and bring it on there. All right? All it is, sit, 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 sit. Whether you go into the stomach or to the head, it's the same exact shot. All right? So now let's go over which way, the left side, sorry. Make sure y'all can see me on this side. All right. So the left side, same damn thing. So you're gonna sit the hips back, bring it on up. Just a slight sit of the hips. You're still facing your opponent, all right? As I said, shoulder, arm length apart. And I got pretty damn long ass arms, so, you know what I mean? So you're gonna sit, bring it up. Again, sit, bring it up. Now, the way I do mine is so that it's a lot harder for somebody to counter me. Because if I'm sitting here, when I sit, I'm still looking at you. I can still see everything you're trying to do, and then from there, I am gonna rip him up the middle. Same thing on this side, rip him up the middle. I'm not gonna be turning all the way over here or doing all this other stuff that other people do. I wanna be able to see my opponent at all times and be able to stop what they're trying to do or be able to counter what they're trying to do before they do it. So if I'm here, I'm sitting, boom, sitting, boom, sitting, boom, sitting, boom. And it's all with the hips. Sitting, boom, sitting, boom, sitting, boom. Because that way you have the proper leverage and the proper power and the proper speed coming out. Now again, everyone got something different. It's up to you to choose which style is good for you. Me, it worked for me. It brought me to the top level of amateur boxing, right? And it did me pretty well as a pro. So with me, I feel like everyone will have their different style. Everyone will have their different, whatever they want to call it. But that's what works for me. And, you know, come train at Savage Boxing and Fitness, and I'll teach you some of that, all right? Peace.